At noon.
Breaking news now at noon. Taunton police investigating a deadly shooting on Winthrop Street in the city. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Yanni Tregelis. This happened just before 8 this morning, not too far from the busy Taunton Green. ABC 6 News reporter Caitlin Gelhaus joins us live from the scene with new details at noon. Caitlin, what can you tell us?
Yanni, I'm here in Taunton, located on Winthrop Street. Police remain here. As you can see behind me, this scene is completely taped off with crime scene tape. And we now know that a man was shot and killed in his car this morning. The Bristol County District Attorney says 33-year-old Alvaro Andrade of Taunton is the victim of the shooting. Taunton police tell us officers found a man sitting in a car who was shot when they got to the home here on Winthrop Street this morning. Officers provided aid to that victim, and medics then took him to Morton Hospital, where he died. Taunton police and Massachusetts State Police that work with the Bristol County DA's office are now working the case. Stick with ABC 6 News for the latest updates. We'll be on first at 4. For now in Taunton, I'm Caitlin Gelhaus, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Caitlin. More breaking news we're following now at noon. The death of legendary singer Tony Bennett. Now, Bennett was 96 years old when he died this morning after he had been fighting Alzheimer's disease for years. Bennett, known for his prolific jazz career, audiences around the world have enjoyed his concerts and shows for more than 70 years. Bennett sold an estimated 60 million records throughout his career. He was also known for his military service and work with the civil rights movement. And new at noon today, former President Donald Trump will face trial on charges he illegally kept classified documents after his term. A federal judge set a start date of May 20th, 2024 for the trial this morning. Jury selection would begin on May 14th in Fort Pierce, Florida. If that date holds, the trial would come right in the middle of the Republican primary cycle in which Trump remains the clear frontrunner. Trump's legal team wanted to postpone the trial until after the election. The former president has insisted he's not guilty of the charges. West Warwick police are charging a driver who crashed her car into a house late last night with DUI. Police say the driver they aren't naming right now is a 56-year-old city resident. First responders were called to Providence Street at 7:30 for the crash. Firefighters were able to get the woman out of the car and she was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover from her injuries. City building officials determined the house was unsafe for residents to go back to. We're told they're now staying somewhere else. And political opponents continue to call on Rhode Island Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos to provide more answers about signatures to get her on the ballot for Congress. The Attorney General's office is investigating the case after multiple local police departments started looking into potentially fraudulent signatures submitted by Matos' campaign. Fellow Democrat Gabe Amo even holding a press conference on the matter outside Rhode Island Board of Elections office in Cranston this morning. The board is set to meet and may hear objections to Matos' nomination papers today at 2 o'clock. The Matos campaign has so far addressed the matter only by way of statements from her campaign manager. In the latest, he says, quote, "Our campaign has reviewed complaints sent to the Board of Elections by our opponents. We are confident that once the board has reviewed the facts, they will uphold the Secretary of State's determination that we have qualified for the ballot." And the woman accused of trespassing on Taylor Swift's Rhode Island property appearing in court this morning. Westerly police arrested Kimberly Meyer outside of the gates of the singer's property back on July 3rd. Police said at the time Meyer was warned before not to be on the property. Meyer appeared at the McGrath Judicial Complex in Wakefield this morning to answer to misdemeanor charges. At last check, attorneys were working on settling the case before returning to speak with the judge. And turning now to an ABC 6 News follow-up, state police continue to investigate the shooting of a New Bedford police detective on Monday night after Detective LeBar Gilbert was shot in the face while working undercover in the city's South End. Both Gilbert and another man shot at the scene are expected to recover. Now police continue to search for the shooter. We're told they do not believe the detective was targeted. The Mass State Police gang unit also working on the case. And in a statement, Mass State Police Colonel John Mon said, quote, "We are grateful that there was no loss of life or more victims, and we are thankful to the New Bedford officer who was on the street doing the job, exercising commitment to protecting the New Bedford community." Providence police continuing to investigate the city's 8th homicide of the year. Police looking for the man you see here on your screen now, 24-year-old Samuel Medina. They say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Police accuse Medina of shooting and killing 17-year-old Darnell Whitford last week at the corner of Dexter and Waldo Streets. Whitford was shot at close range after police think an argument developed. If you know anything about the case, detectives want to hear from you. And in consumer news, President Biden is set to meet with executives from top tech companies about artificial intelligence. Those companies have agreed to new safety procedures related to AI. The companies, which include Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta, have agreed to put any AI systems through outside testing before they are publicly released. AI-generated content would also be clearly labeled as such to prevent any fraud and confusion.
This AI is moving so fast, and he challenged these companies to step up and prove that they'll, protect people's privacy, have cybersecurity protection, use this technology for good, not for evil. And so what you're seeing today are very significant commitments from our country and the world's leading AI companies saying they care about trust and safety and security, and they're going to do the right thing.
This pledge is voluntary, and there is no enforcement to ensure companies stick to the commitments. We want to turn things over now to meteorologist Bill Giles. We take a live look outside here at 12:06. You can see things starting to clear up this afternoon, Bill, but could have a couple showers moving in later on tonight, right?
Yes, indeed. We've had some partial hazy sunshine through the morning hours. A lot of clouds have begun moving in. There's been some showers and storms through New York State and eastern Pennsylvania early this morning. That had since died out, but a new line is beginning to fire up in western Connecticut, right along the Connecticut River Valley. And in fact, just kind of closing in a little bit, you can see off to the Hartford area, there's another thunderstorm cell. It's actually heading towards New Bridgeford and then the Rocky Hill area. But that's going to be moving off to the north-northeast, so it's not really going to get us during the course of the afternoon. But later today, towards the evening, we could see another round of showers and perhaps some thunderstorms developing, especially mid to late evening hours. But as far as any severe weather goes, most of the activity that does tend to develop will tend to be back through Connecticut and western Massachusetts, although it's not a zero probability here in Rhode Island, but it is a very low chance that we do see perhaps a strong to potentially severe storm come through as we go through the evening hours. Here's your breakdown as we move through the next several hours for the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures will be heading into the upper 70s, near 80 degrees Providence. We will see continuing breaks of sunshine at times, but it's hazy sunshine. And then notice as we get towards 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, a shower or thunder shower works its way into the city area. And then there'll be another one that'll come in later tonight, just before midnight. So that's our forecast for tonight, as our temperatures settle back into the mid-60s overnight with the evening shower or storm around, and then areas of fog taking place. And then we head into the weekend, and things are looking pretty good. We'll start off Saturday morning with some clouds and fog in the morning, but increasing sunshine during the afternoon and lowering dew point temperatures, meaning it'll become more and more comfortable during the course of the day. Sunday looks to be the pick of the weekend. Our temperatures in the mid-80s, nice comfortable air, and that continues on into Monday as well. And the humidity trend through the entire period, you can see those dew points going down into the comfortable range through the weekend. So if you've got any outdoor plans, heading to a wedding, any golf games, or anything outdoors you may have planned, things are going to be looking pretty nice, finally, for a change this weekend. I'll have more forecast details for you coming up in a bit. Yanni.
All right, Bill, that weather certainly not looking like movie-watching weather, but trending now, a big weekend expected at the box office between blockbuster films Barbie and Oppenheimer. Industry observers forecast Barbie could be the first film to debut with $100 million or more since Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse back in early June. And Oppenheimer, the 3-hour runtime movie with IMAX, could be looking at a $50 million opening weekend. Now, both started showing at the Providence Place Mall in the 10 o'clock hour this morning. Barbenheimer Mania also hitting the ABC6 newsroom. Everyone here excited. Some people wearing pink today. Me, I will be going to see Oppenheimer this weekend. So full-on Barbenheimer fever all throughout ABC6. And it's going all across the state of Rhode Island, as even Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee is getting in on the fun. He tweeted 2 photos of his roadie famous mom, Willa. She was, of course, featured in one of his campaign ads where he ran for governor last year. Now, it looks like she's ready to attend both films. Well, still to come on ABC6 News at noon, a Martha's Vineyard business owner arrested and charged in connection with a brazen bank heist on the Cape. Why police think he's their guy.